Hi guys, this is Vitaly with AFT Dispatch and A2C Logistics, and in today's video, I'd like to speak with you about the Harris Walz versus Trump Vance administrations when it comes to trucking. But first, roll the intro. Welcome back. Before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please like the video, be sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a single release of our videos, where every Friday we're talking about something that could benefit you in your trucking businesses and your trucking careers, as well as cover the loads we've successfully booked for our customers, consisting of leased owner operators and carriers operating under their own MC authorities, running under our truck dispatch services. As always, guys, big thank you for all the likes you provided in all the previous videos. Please do keep them coming. And let's talk about the upcoming administration and the effects that it would have on the trucking industries. Will it be Kamala Harris? Will it be Donald Trump? Now, first off, guys, we're not a political channel whatsoever. I try to stay away from these topics as much as I possibly can, although sometimes I can't hold back. Nonetheless, I'll try to be as unbiased as I possibly can with the synopsis of some of the things that are promised, some of the rhetoric, some of the policies that are to come with whoever is chosen to be president of the United States come November. So let's get started with Kamala Harris. Let's look at what are the promises. I mean, they may or may not come through, but at least based on what they're talking about, based on the promises, here it is. Kamala Harris says that the infrastructure improvement would come through the American Jobs Plan, which would put a ton of money through infrastructure repair, roads, highways, all sorts of improvements for the system. However, what we got to remember is that the American Jobs Plan is primarily focused on electrification of the system, electric vehicles, reducing pollutants, emission controls, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There would be stricter emission standards, and zero-emission freight corridor strategy would be fully implemented. We've talked about this. I'll leave a little card here in the corner. It was actually a Biden's 16-year plan on improving the infrastructure, electrification. There was a 12,000 miles of a very freight-heavy highway, and that they would like to put electrification systems in there, hydrogen electric systems in place, and just modernize huge stretches of U.S. highway systems. So there would naturally be incentives and grants for EVs under Harris administration. There would be electrification, trucks, trailers. In the past, in a different video, again, I'll leave a card in the corner if it's of interest. We've talked about a trailer that had battery technology and motorized rear axles on a trailer that would help overall fuel economy. It would help it get up a mountain, higher grades, make tighter turns. Lots of benefits to such technology. So that's where they would primarily be investing their money. So ultimately, it comes down to increased worker protections and bargaining power for owner operators, which is a positive thing for company drivers, for owner operators, whether they're leased on or otherwise set up. But ultimately, it would also have the opposite effect of having higher labor compliance and higher carrier costs. When that trickles down to the carrier, unfortunately, it makes it more difficult for carriers to pass on the savings to their drivers, because they're going to have to put more money out of pocket to cover these expenses. Now, looking at Trump's administration, a different approach. We're looking at tax cuts and further deregulation that would lower costs for carriers and owner operators. Furthermore, that could, of course, trickle down to higher pay for company drivers as well. Now, we're looking at the extension of the TCJA, which is the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act that was in effect when Trump was president. It would provide tax relief for small businesses. That was super welcome. That was a big deal, and that disappeared, unfortunately. Now, they're looking to extend that and continue that for small business. And the same thing would be with the way that they would build up the country, improve the infrastructure. It wouldn't be, it would have less emphasis on green energy, a bigger focus on infrastructure improvement. But the way that Trump, what I would think would do it, would be through small business rather than, larger government spending and things like that. So this would support, independent contractor status and would protect owner operators. This would be, Trump's administration would be a positive thing for independent contractors, and again, not only carriers and company drivers, but also, again, owner operators, and the differentiation between the different statuses of owner ops. Finally, fewer labor regulations naturally reduce compliance costs for trucking companies. And that is something that, once again, can have a very positive trickle-down effect for the folks that are driving the trucks day in and day out. So again, would love to hear from you guys in the comment section below. I realize this is a very heated topic, and as it should be, because this is what we're going to have to deal with over the next 4 years. It will either go one way or a completely different way. It could also go a third way. They could all be lying. Guys, let us know in the comment section below. If you haven't done so, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I'm going to switch over the camera. We'll look over the loads we book for our customers, and I'll see you in just a moment. Welcome back. Let's take a look at some of these loads. Guys, this week we got vans, reefers, flatbeds, you name it, we got it. It's a pretty good week, really good money. A lot of folks ran very efficiently. And in this week will be a little bit longer because I couldn't decide on had to add another driver on here because they were so close, ended up in the same market, same dollar amounts, and some slight differences. So I wanted to leave it up to you guys to decide who did better. And ultimately, I'm actually even going to show you guys how deadheading can actually be your friend. We actually made a video about that. I'll leave a little corner in the corner video, little tab, so you guys can take a look at that. Nonetheless, let's jump in because this is going to take a little bit of time. So first, we're going to jump on and look at a reefer. Junior is the driver, coming out of Allentown, PA, going to Lakeland, Florida. It's a 41,000 pound load of pet food. 1,094 loaded miles, booked at 3,850, got him 352 a loaded mile. Then Daytona Beach, Florida, Palm Coast, Florida. It's a 1,200 pound light load of supplements, super light load, only 30 miles, short run. But we booked at $520, which got him 17 bucks and 33 cents a loaded mile. An excellent job. Then Jacksonville, Florida, Tampa, Florida. Short run there as well, 39,000 pound load of food and beverages. It's just under 200 miles, 199 loaded miles, booked at 650 bucks, got them 327 a loaded mile there. Then they really killed it. One pick, 4 drops out of Port Charlotte, Florida, going to Plantation, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Boca Raton, Florida, and in Wellington, Florida as a final drop. It's ultimately 16,000 pound load of non-alcoholic drinks, so quite light. 218 loaded miles, booked at 1,500 bucks, got him 688 a loaded mile. An excellent job. And they finished off with St. Mary's, Georgia to Haleyville, Alabama. It's a 43,000 pound load of miscellaneous FAK product, 484 loaded miles, booked at 885, got him a $1.83 to get out of there to Alabama. An excellent job, a bit of deadhead. But here's the interesting thing. You might say, well, hold on a second. Florida, they had headed to Georgia, then ran a cheap load to Alabama. First of all, it's not a cheap load to Alabama. It gets him out of there. And there was some deadhead, but here's the numbers. Friday to Friday, Junior ran, so ended up grossing $7,405 in gross. First of all, $7,400. Then he ran 2,025 loaded miles. And here's that. He ended up running 613 deadhead miles. I mean, I know 613 deadhead miles, but here's the kicker. Loaded, he ran at $3.66 per loaded mile, $3.66 a loaded mile on his reefer, with some light freight here and there. With the deadhead added, he still averaged $2.80 on the dot, $2.80 per loaded mile. So my hat's off to you, Junior. An excellent week, great dispatching, way to go. And did a great job taking care of all that needs to be taken care of in Florida after that hurricane. So an excellent job, great gross, great average, excellent job for a reefer. Moving on, let's take a look. Next, we got a flatbedder. We got Norman as a driver coming out of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, going to Waterloo, Nebraska. It's a 43,000 pound load of concrete premix for pull. 672 loaded miles, booked at 2,000 bucks, got him just under $3 at 298 a loaded mile. Then a 4-pick 3-dropper. Coming out of La Vista, Nebraska, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Davenport, Iowa, and a final in Grandview, Missouri for the picks. And you got 3 drops in Little Rock, Arkansas, Memphis, Tennessee, and Meridian, Mississippi. It's a 30,000 pound load of containers, so a very light load. 1,504 loaded miles, booked at 4,000 bucks, got him 266 a loaded mile. An excellent job, because here's the thing. Norman ran Monday to Saturday, but actually ended up being 5 days on the road. Grossed 6,000 bucks in 5 days, ran 2,176 loaded miles, only 20 miles of deadhead in total. 276 a loaded mile in 5 days, an excellent gross. And here's the thing, even with the deadhead, it just dropped them down to 273 a loaded mile. So $6,000 in 5 days with some very light freight, especially for flatbeds. An excellent job, and he's gonna be coming out of Mississippi with some good money next week. Let's take a look. Next, we got Greg coming out in the dry van out of Lacombe, Louisiana, going to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. It's a 38,000 pound load of coffee, 1,204 loaded miles, booked at $2,400. Got him just under $2 at $1.99 a loaded mile. Then Mercetown, Pennsylvania, with a 1-pick 2-dropper to Milton, Florida, and Gulfport, Mississippi. It's a 35.5 load of beer, 1,234 loaded miles, booked at $2,500. Got him 203 a loaded mile. And then Burlington, Mississippi to Miami, Florida. It's a 43,000 pound load of resin compound. It's all bagged and palletized, 828 loaded miles, booked at $2,200. Got him 266 a loaded mile. An excellent job Monday to Monday. Gross $7,100 in a regular dry van, only 65 deadhead miles, 3,266 loaded miles, and got an average of 217 a loaded mile. An absolutely excellent week, an excellent gross. Greg absolutely killed it. And here's the kicker, 217 a loaded mile with the deadhead included, only 213 with deadhead included. So an excellent job, no matter how you cut it. Excellent job. Moving on to Marat. Marat runs a van, Ada, Minnesota, going to Camp Hill, Pennsylvania. 41,000 pound load of animal food, 1,321 loaded miles, booked at $3,000, got him 227 a loaded mile. Then Harrisburg, Pennsylvania to Fayetteville, North Carolina, 37.5 load of flour, pasta, 432 loaded miles, booked at $1,000, got him 231 a loaded mile. Then Sanford, North Carolina to Edison, New Jersey, 38.5 load of toilet prep products, 500 miles on a dot, booked at $11.22, got him 224 loaded mile. And finished off with Darien, New Jersey to Labadie, Missouri, 44,000 pound load of copy paper, 966 loaded miles, booked at $1,800, got him $1.86. Not bad at all out of Jersey to Missouri. An excellent job. 7 days on the road, Friday to Friday, $6,922 in gross. Ran 3,219 loaded miles, only 55 deadhead miles, 215 a loaded mile in 7 days, 211 with deadhead included, only 55 deadhead miles, 7 days on the road. An excellent job, Marat. Excellent job. Next, moving on to Tarik, also a dry van coming out of Harrison, New Jersey to Tampa, Florida, 35,000 pound load of packaging materials, 1,139 loaded miles, booked at $2,750, got him 241 a loaded mile. Then right out of Orlando, 1-pick 5-dropper going to Garner, North Carolina, Wake Forest, North Carolina, Winterville, North Carolina, Washington, North Carolina, and a final in New Bern, North Carolina. All in all, 10,000 pounds, super light load of truckload mattresses, 757 loaded miles, booked at $1,000, got him $1.32 on that one. Then Suffolk, Virginia to Columbia, South Carolina, Augusta, Georgia, Fort Walton Beach, Florida, 1-pick 3-dropper, again light load, 12.5 of on the weight, miscellaneous freight, FAK, 1,039 loaded miles, booked at $2,700, got him 260 a loaded mile, made up for the difference there. That was it. Friday to Friday, 7 days on the road, $6,450 in gross, 2,935 loaded miles, and let's see here. That's 220 a loaded mile. He did have 221 deadhead miles, which brought him down to about 204 loaded miles. So an excellent week nonetheless, and he ended up in Florida, so he'll probably end up kind of suffering through to next week, but nonetheless, he'll come out of there and we'll make up on the difference. Excellent numbers, guys. Excellent numbers. That was Tarik. Next, and we better hurry here. Next, we got Ronald with a dry van. And this is the ones that I want to compare. So I had a real hard time. So now we got Ronald, Wiener, Arkansas to Jersey City, New Jersey, 43,000 pound load of rice, 1,165 loaded miles, booked at $2,700, got him 232 a loaded mile. Then Jersey City, New Jersey, zero deadhead to Cedar Rapids, Iowa, it's a 43.5 load of beer, 1,018 loaded miles, booked at $1,600, got him $1.57 a loaded mile there. Then Monticello, Iowa to Lewiston, Woodville, North Carolina. It's a 25,000 pound light load of plastic, 1,114 loaded miles, booked at 2310, which got him 207 a loaded mile. All in all, Ronald ended up actually running 3,297 loaded miles. That got him $2 a loaded mile average, gross $6,610 Monday to Monday in 7 days, which is a very good week for a dry van. With his deadhead, only 40 miles of deadhead, he ended up dropping that $2 to $1.98. Nonetheless, we're going to compare that to Aaron, Commerce City, Colorado, going to Tulare, South Dakota, dry van, 30,000-pound load of plastic pipes and fittings, 612 loaded miles booked to $750, got him $1.23 a loaded mile there. Then Miller, South Dakota to Iron Ridge, Wisconsin, or in Iron Ridge, Wisconsin, it's a 40,500-pound load of seeds, 605 loaded miles booked at $1,100, got him $1.82 on that one. Then Milwaukee, Wisconsin to Pine Bluff, Arkansas, it's a 40,000-pound load of petroleum oils, greases, and related products, 757 loaded miles booked at $21.50, got him $2.84 a loaded mile there. Then Malvern, Arkansas to Red Springs, North Carolina, it's a 44,000-pound load of wood products, 920 loaded miles booked at $2,000, got him $2.17 a loaded mile. Monday to Monday, gross $6,000. Aaron ran 2,894 loaded miles, 139 deadhead miles, 207 a loaded mile, and $1.98 with deadhead included. So who did better? I think everyone did very well. Welcome back, and thanks for sticking around. Guys, whether it's Trump, Harris, or even good old Abe, AFT Dispatch and A2C Logistics will continue to dispatch carriers and lease on owner-operators. Guys, if you want to make the kind of money I talked about just earlier in the video in this market right now, then certainly get in touch with us. 801-448-6363. Call or text that number or visit our website at aftdispatch.com. And until next week, guys, stay healthy, be wealthy. Take care.